So today I'm riding my Kawasaki Vulcan 900. It's a whole different vibe, y'all, from my Ninja 650, which is my regular ride. And I enjoy both. I enjoy both the sports bike and the cruiser. But I very seldom take the Vulcan out. Have to be in the mood for it. It's a different feel. For example, right here I'm out in the twisties, and one of the things that is a big difference between the Ninja and this Vulcan is that the lean angle, man. The lean angle is crazy shallow on this Vulcan because of these floorboards. You see, they scrape if you're leaning too hard, and I don't like that, because I do sometimes, sometimes you need to lean the bike, on these sharp curves, and you're going at speed, so you can't really do that with the Vulcan. I mean, you have to. It's a different line of attack, you could say. So you have to keep the bike up more straight. Otherwise, it's happened many times where I've scraped floorboards, and it's a scary experience. Feel the bike, scrape metal parts, and then, you get a little bit of a jolt, and then I'm thinking, am I going to go down? And this usually happens while you're turning, so you're in the middle of a curve most of the time. Of course you are. You're not going straight. You're turning. And you're probably going a little faster than I am right at the moment here. Like, right now there's not really a lot of need to, really lean. I'm going very slow, so I can pretty much keep the bike fairly upright. But that is one of the main reasons why I gravitate more towards the Ninja than the cruiser. The cruiser's great for what it's made for. I think it's great for riding in a straight line if you're gonna do a lot of freeway riding, or a lot of straight riding. Not that you can't do the twisties, which I've done many times. You just gotta be careful, because this is not a sports bike. It's definitely not a sport bike, but it does have its strengths. For example, I love the torque on this thing. It's a big old engine. It's a 900. It has a lot of, that low end power. I like the sound of it, the feel. It's very steady. Feels like you're riding on a Cadillac. It's just real solid, planted, and very low to the ground. I'm not a tall guy. I'm not 100% sure how tall I am, but I would say around 5'7", 5'8", and I can totally flat foot this Vulcan, no problem, with room to spare. So it's great for shorter riders. And since the center of gravity is so low, it just feels very secure. What is this guy doing? Getting rocks. Oh boy, getting your rock on. And anyway, so it feels, the center of gravity is amazing on this thing. I feel so low to the ground, but it feels so secure because on a taller bike, it's more of a balance thing. This one, it balances itself basically. You're so low to the ground, but that's another benefit I like about the Vulcan. Also, the shifting here, as you can see, I have I can do a heel shift, so I have a heel on there, and I have the toe shift. So it's very versatile on how I shift, so I do love that. And of course, believe it or not, I get more compliments on the Vulcan than I do on my Ninja. I've got pulled up to gas stations and guys like, oh man, that's a nice bike, I mean, it has happened, several times, so, which is cool. I mean, I personally, I'll take the compliment, you know what I mean? It's a nice bike, I love it. I mean, I try to take care of it. I got it with, this is a 2012, and I got this, I don't know, 2 or 3 years ago. It only had like 4,000 miles, so this is basically like a brand new bike. So I do. It's my baby, you know. I've never actually been down on this bike, and hope to God never will. Not even close. I mean, yeah, I've had some close, almost like you know, tip over, almost, you know, close call tip over at standstill. Only because the ground was uneven on the right side. So when I stopped, I didn't realize that the ground was much lower on the right. So my bike, I put my foot down and I realized, uh-oh, and I started leaning to the right and I caught it. I didn't let it fall to the ground though, so that was cool. So anyway, yeah, this is a totally different vibe though, the Vulcan versus a Ninja or any sports bike really. But I do enjoy it. I enjoy the best of both worlds, I guess. You know, I like having a cruiser. I also have a sports bike, and they just complement each other. You know, whatever mood you in. Like today, I'm not in the mood to go quick or fast. I just want to cruise. You know, I just want to just chill, just a nice, relaxing ride. I don't really want to be, you know what I mean? Like all, you know, just, you know, flying through all the gears. You know, that's cool and everything. There's nothing wrong with that, you know. But sometimes, you know, sometimes you just want to cruise, man. You know, you just want to ride and relax and just have everything settle in, you know, and absorb everything around you, and not trying to be, you know, not trying to be a speed demon out there. You know, there's a certain value to that, you know. I think life is about balance, you know. If you're all one thing all the time, you know, you're not a balanced, you know, you don't have a balanced mindset, you know. This is what I like about having two completely different bikes. So, and of course this is never going to go as fast as a Ninja, and it's not meant to be. That's not its purpose. So anyway, that's my take on Kawasaki Vulcan cruiser versus a sports bike such as the Ninja 650. It's a great bike. It's not, there's no right or wrong answer as far as, like, you know, which one's better. It depends on the individual. And for me, I like having a cruiser as my, I guess it's a backup bike, and it's cool to have it too. Another reason I like having this is because if my other bike is down for whatever reason, you know, I have the tires over at, you know, at the shop, getting the tires switched out, you know, or whatever, I don't have to miss a, you know, a riding day. So I always have that backup, and it's another great advantage of having two bikes. And yeah, so thanks for listening to my little ramble, my friends. Until next time, y'all stay safe.